Chapter 99. Why are you so careless, Hall Master? Loved himself to the marrow of his bones, but gave up on himself at the time of his death. I originally already have a lot, but do not know enough to let go of the fight. Gambling out everything, gambling out of the wind chime, laughing, till lines of tears of remorse flowed out of Meng Tai's eyes. But everything was not over yet, as countless cultivators angrily surrounded the surroundings. Beat him to death, beat him to death. The group was excited. Boom, boom, boom. Under the group beating, they pounded Meng Tai over and over again. Meng Tai was spitting out blood, unable to resist, but he was laughing, and in the midst of his laughter, tears were scattered wildly. Grief and hatred were mixed. Still laughing, beat him to death, beat him to death. In the group's anger, they kept hitting Meng Tai hard. The group's anger was hard to dispel, but just as the crowd was beating up Meng Tai, 10 people suddenly screamed in terror. The hands that were beating Meng Tai also stopped, and they saw that the 10 bodies quickly dried up, more and more dried up, and gradually turned into a dry corpse, being drained of the energy of the whole body. Wow! The cultivators in the 4 directions were steeped in panic, and immediately avoided Meng Tai. Thought that Meng Tai extracted those 10 people, but Meng Tai was dying. It's him, Li Haoran. He turned into a chess player. Don't suck me. A miserable scream drew everyone to turn their heads and look. However, they saw Li Haoran in golden armor standing on top of a boulder. Beside him was a protective boundary of 10 feet in diameter. Outside the protective boundary, the disciples of the Divine Mechanism Battalion stood respectfully. Even though they were close friends, Li Haoran did not put them into the protective boundary. How? Where is Long Wanqing? The crowd was slightly stunned. However, they saw that not far away, in the middle of a piece of rubble, Long Wanqing covered her chest and stood up with blood spitting out of her mouth, her face showing a horrified and unbelievable look. Why, Camp Master Li? Why, didn't I promise to give you a pawn? Long Wanqing's eyes reddened and roared. With a wave of Li Haoran's probing hand, several more people beside him were instantly forced to extract energy and pour it into their bodies in general, and Li Haoran's face returned from pale to red. With a cold smile, he glanced at Long Wanqing and ignored it, instead turning his head in the direction of Meng Tai. The first key, Rose, was killed by you. The second key, Wine Chime, was also killed by you. Meng Tai, why were you so careless? Left the third key behind. Ha 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 ha. Li Haoran laughed openly and loudly. Cough cough cough. Li Haoran, you won't have a good ending either. Meng Tai laughed miserably. I like this kind of expression on your face. Ha 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 ha. Didn't you beat me up just now? And now, can't do it anymore. A puddle of dead meat now. Li Haoran let out a cold laugh and probed his hand. Rumble. At that instant, mobilizing everyone's strength, tens of thousands of palm daggers were swung out. Meng Tai was once again sent flying. Meng Tai once again spewed out a mouthful of blood and fell under the tens of thousands of palms. His entire body was covered in blood, and it seemed as if his bones were shattered. Cough. Meng Tai spat out blood. Dying in general. It doesn't matter if they die, but if you die, it won't be fun anymore. Let me tell you, you do things, throwing things away. You will never be able to become a climate, to become a big thing. You must learn to cut off the roots, just like this. Li Haoran smiled and waved his hand. Whew. Li Wei in the crowd was steeply dragged up by a force. Not good. Protect Li Wei. Protect Li Wei. Once Li Wei dies, he will never have a chance. Wei Yong shouted with a frightening roar. Old thing, there's still a lot of nonsense. You guys come together, Li Haoran said in a cold voice. Whew. Li Wei and Wei Yong floated at once. Everyone's faces changed. You're going to kill Li Wei? Someone exclaimed. That's right, Li Haoran said in a cold voice, probing his sword. He took out a golden longsword. Chop. Boom. A golden sword dipper blasted straight at Li Wei. No. Li Wei roared. Boom. Even though Li Wei roared, everything was too late. Under the golden sword, Li Wei was instantly chopped in half. Wow. The surrounding cultivators were suddenly in a panic. The last key. The last key. Li Haoran, do you want to repeat the same mistake as Meng Tai and kill everyone? Wei Yong exclaimed. Rumble. At that moment, rolling energy was forcefully extracted from Wei Yang's body. Wei Yong couldn't resist at all. Having been seriously injured long ago, how could he have much strength? Screaming miserably, Wei Yong dried up in the twinkling of an eye and turned into a dry corpse without a sound. Li Haoran's forced ingestion was faster than Meng Tai's. Another one died, even faster than earlier. He's even more terrifying than Meng Tai. Li Haoran, you're the Divine Mechanism Battalion Master. You won't kill us. Camp Master Li, we don't have any grudges against you. The son of my clan's master is also a disciple of your Divine Chance Battalion. The countless cultivators around were in a state of panic, looking at Li Haoran in horror. Ha 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 ha. Li Haoran probed his hand, and immediately, once again, a large number of cultivators were quickly drained of their energy. No, Camp Master Li, spare us. He's even more ruthless than Meng Tai. Help, don't pick me, Miserable screams followed one after another. Protective boundary. Only 3 keys can enter. Rose, wine chime, Li Wei, all 3 keys are dead. Then Li Haoran is already invincible. Hall Master. Master Liu Nian arrived close and helped Long Wanqing up. Long Wanqing, however, slammed away from Master Liu Nian's hand and ran towards Li Haoran, roaring with red eyes. Li Haoran. Why? Tell me why. Li Haoran twisted his head and looked coldly at Long Wanqing. Little girl, you're really good at cheating, aren't you? What did you say? Long Wanqing stared at Li Haoran with a scowl on her face and said, a golden chess piece. How is that enough? A golden chess piece can't help me break the seal and solve the dead chess game. So what's the use? Healing. Don't be naive. What I want is the legacy of the old man chess watcher down here. What I want is the earth dragon vein down here. Li Haoran arrogantly said. What? Long Wanqing was stunned. There's no harm in telling you. It's nothing anyway. After today, none of you will be able to walk out alive. Including you, Long Wanqing, Li Haoran said in a cold voice. But, Li Haoran, you, Long Wanqing's servant was about to scold at once. Shut up, let him speak, Long Wanqing roared. At this moment, her red eyes stared at Li Haoran with an incomparably unwilling expression. Why did your cousin push you off the cliff in the first place? Do you still remember her expression at that time? Li Haoran sneered. She almost got me killed, you saved me, and she was so weak-minded that she didn't continue her revenge. It was you. Everything was a setup by you. Long Wanqing's face changed wildly and said. Li Haoran smiled coldly. There was no more explanation. Li Haoran. I, Long Wanqing. I am also blind. How could I believe you? All you did was just to use me. Long Wanqing's aggrieved expression slowly turned remorseful. All right, Long Wanqing, cut the crap and give me the dragon-inducing jade. Quickly, Li Haoran said in a cold voice. Ha 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 ha, using me. It's to compete for the dragon vein, right? Want my dragon-attracting jade? Don't even think about it. I won't give it to you. It's impossible. A bone-deep hatred flashed in Long Wanqing's eyes. You'll give it, won't you, Master Liu Nian? Li Haoran said in a cold voice. As he spoke, he probed his hand and waved it. Rumble. Rolling power was forcefully extracted from Master Liu Nian. Master Liu Nian let out a loud scream in pain, and the Buddha beads in his hand flew out all of a sudden. 9 stars in a row. Rumble. The 2 9-star consecutive beads went straight at Li Haoshi. Boom, Boom, boom. Unfortunately, the protective boundary was too strong, and the 9-star chained pearls were unable to break through the boundary at all. Master Liu Nian was about to rush forward. Rumble. The 10,000 palm dangles crashed into Master Quicksilver, and Master Quicksilver was instantly sent flying. Ah! Grandmaster Liu Nian flew out, spitting blood from his mouth. Long Wanqing, if you don't hand over the dragon drawing jade, Master Liu Nian will be sucked dry. Ha ha ha. Li Haoran said with a scowl on his face. Here, with a wave of remorse, Long Wanqing probed her hand. Boom, the dragon-inducing jade immediately flew out. Li Haoran probed his hand and sucked it in. Boom, the dragon-inducing jade was instantly sucked into his hand. It really is the dragon-inducing jade. Ha! Li Haoran laughed out loud. The dragon-inducing jade is given to you. Quickly release the master. Long Wanqing was anxious in remorse. Did I say that I would release Master Lionian? Li Haoran sneered. Long Wanqing's scalp tingled, as if she didn't know Li Haoran. How could this be? How could he be so bad? Guhai wanted me to be on guard against him. And last time, he even put a knife on my neck and told me to be on guard against him. Why am I so stupid? Why am I so stupid? In an instant, Long Wanqing felt how ridiculous she was. So ridiculous that she was stupid. HMPH, not only Master Lionian, but also you. Did I say to let go? Li Haoran sneered. With a wave of his probing hand. Rumble. Your grandpa. How would he know that I killed you? Ha ha ha. Li Haoran's flailing came to an abrupt end. The hand stopped violently. It no longer absorbed Long Wanqing and Master Liu Nian. Wait, you said that you were sent in by Guhai, sent to Li Wei's place, so the outside can see the inside. Impossible, or how can you see? Li Haoran's face changed. Cough cough cough. Li Haoran, you finally know that you are afraid. If you hurt Long Wanqing, the people outside will definitely see it. Grandpa Long Wanqing will definitely kill you. Ha 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 ha. Master Liu Nian spat out blood and laughed. No, Long Wanqing, you quickly say it. Otherwise I will immediately kill Master Liu Nian, Li Haoran said in a cold voice. Rumble. The rolling suction force went straight towards Master Liu Nian, who became weaker and weaker. Long Wanqing said with a sad and hateful face. I say, you let Master Liu Nian go. Say it, Li Haoran roared. The outside world can't see the other people inside, but it can see the chess player's surroundings, and whatever the outside world can see when you grab the golden chess pieces and do, Long Wanqing said in a sad voice. Li Haoran's face was ugly for a while. So that's how it is. So that's how it is. You let Master Lionian go, Long Wanqing begged. Li Haoran shook his head. I won't kill you. I cannot kill you, Long Wanqing. But Master Liu Nian must die. He's an old demon. He's just trapped here. Otherwise, once he gets out of the trap, I will be in danger. He must die. I will only spare you. What? Long Wanqing let out a shriek. Let me drain you, flowing as master. Roar. Li Haoran said in a cold voice. Rumble. The powerful force was rapidly extracting amongst Master Liu Nian, and Master Liu Nian's state was becoming more and more dangerous. No, Li Haoran, I'll fight you. Long Wanqing rushed forward with a roaring grief and anger, flipping her hand to take out a magic treasure seemingly to strike. HMPH, I won't kill you, but don't you dare to be reckless either. Li Haoran let out a cold snort. Boom. A palm struck. Long Wanqing could not block it at all, and was sent flying out with a loud bang. Aft. In midair, Long Wanqing's eyes traced tears of remorse. Guhai, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have disobeyed you. I made a big mistake. Poof. Long Wanqing spat out blood and fell down. Hall Master, Long Wanqing's servant cried out in alarm, but at this moment, he was also being forcefully extracted amongst the energy, crying out in despair. It looked like Long Wanqing was about to fall unconscious. Suddenly, on Long Wanqing's way down, A pair of arms reached out. Boom! Long Wanqing, who was about to fall on the ground, but was suddenly caught by this pair of arms, slowly falling, very smoothly being caught, without letting the injuries add to the injuries. Li Haoran also did not expect that at this time, there was someone else who dared to pick up Long Wanqing. The surrounding cultivators also stared blankly, and when they saw the roar of the man who had caught Long Wanqing, all of them shrieked. That's. Many cultivators were as excited as if they had seen a life-saving straw. Long Wanqing thought that she landed on her head, but she didn't want to suddenly be hugged by a warm embrace. Gu Hai. Long Wanqing looked incredulously at the man holding her. Hallmaster, why are you so careless? Gu Hai smiled gently.